Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kimar, and I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be a story time, get ready with me. I don't know if I've done that in a while, but yes, a story time, get ready with me on the nonsense that happened with my last apartment. I'm gonna try to include receipts and everything, so just buckle in. Before we get started, I do want to say I'm sorry for not posting as consistently with my, regular format videos. I had a lot going on last week, and I honestly got a lot going on this week, so I'm gonna do my best, but we should be back in full swing. Not this week, but the week after next. Not this week, but next week. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I also wanted to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I've been working for 1,000 subscribers for a long time, and I finally reached it. Now I'm like, let's go 2,000. Double it and give it to the next person. Well, double it and give it back to me, honestly. So let's go ahead and get into this video. I haven't really rehearsed out what I'm gonna say, so if I'm a little all over the place, just forgive me, okay? Let me get my mirror. This is a story time about how my apartment tried me, and I had to try them right on back. And I'm not gonna say the name of my apartment, not because I'm scared of them or anything like that, or I don't want to put them out there, but because if I say my apartment, it gives away the city I used to live in. And what if I want to move back to that city? I don't want to give y'all all that information. I don't think the name of it matters. But if you know, you know. I moved into this apartment complex in July of 2021. Honestly, for the first year and some change, like year and a half, I had no issues with this apartment complex. Honestly, so from July 2021 to April, May of 2023, I didn't have any problems. That's almost 2 years of living here. But the last couple months of living there, this place started to want to give me issues. Apartments, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I have try me written across my forehead, but apartment complexes be trying me. They're not the first apartment complex to work my nerves. And the thing is, I'm a very, very chill resident. I'm not demanding about nothing. I'm pretty chill, but it's you're not about to play me. I'm when it comes to, I'm never trying to make nobody job harder. So I'm pretty chill in a lot of instances. So my dates may be a little bit thrown off, but I'm gonna give you, as roundabout as I can. So come May-ish, our air starts to break constantly. And I live in the South, so it's not having air conditioner is one of the most miserable things that can happen to you. I don't see how people live in houses with no air conditioner. I can't take it. I need air conditioner, period. So, and that's one of the benefits of renting and living in an apartment and paying $1,800 for a tiny, a 2-bedroom shoebox, is that when I say come fix it, you come fix it. That's the whole point. We're not owning homes right now. That's what we're supposed to do. So we call them to fix it. Me and Bria. They send this guy. And the thing about maintenance men is this, a lot of them are handymen, but they don't specialize in the thing that you need. And this is going to come back later on in the story. So they're sending this maintenance man, but it's clear he doesn't know how to repair an air conditioner. They need to call an air conditioner repairman to repair the air conditioner because it keeps going out. They fix it, it goes out again. They fix it again, it goes out again. And it's just a continued cycle. So it's becoming I come home and I don't know if I'm gonna have air conditioner or not. So this was happening end of May, middle of June, I think, something in the summertime. So it was definitely a struggle there. So we worked through that issue, right? And mind you, we had my roommate Bria had stuff going on in her room that they were kind of not being diligent about fixing, but we still we being chill residents. Then we get to the end of June, or no, it's the beginning of June. It's the beginning of June we get here, because this is where things start to hit the fan. And I remember it was the beginning of June because I was they got to fix this problem or the rent is not happening. So this was actually June 1st is when the problem actually got resolved. But this started the last week of May. I go out of town with my family. We go on vacation. And when I come back, I notice that our freezer is not working the way it should work. Now, mind you, for weeks before, The freezer was like, not even weeks, like months before, the freezer was like excessively making ice. So much so to the point, because I eat a lot of ice. I love freezer ice. That's my favorite type of ice to eat. I don't really like care for like restaurant ice because I like the stickiness of freezer ice. I don't know what you call that, but it's like a my strange addiction level of addiction I have to this type of ice. I love that type of ice. So I love ice, but even for me, the freezer was making too much ice. It was overflowing with ice when you get home. Like it had no, usually you know how like when an ice maker, it has that little lever. So once it gets full and that lever starts to go up, it stops. Or once you pull that lever up yourself, if you want it to just stop making ice, it stops making ice. Our freezer wasn't doing that. But I was like, you know, no big deal. The more ice, the merrier for me. But then I guess it was constantly running and ended up breaking. And so the freezer wasn't working at all. So it was like kind of cool in there, but it was like getting warm fast. We put in a maintenance request to get everything fixed. And I believe we put in this maintenance request like on a Monday or something, and we hear nothing. We come back home and nothing is fixed. So like there's groceries and stuff in the refrigerator and freezer. At this point, I didn't have many groceries because I had stopped cooking at this point around the year. I really didn't cook for like the last 6 months living in my apartment. I just ate out. So I didn't have many groceries, but I had like my hash browns that I would eat every single morning. We ended up, what me and my roommate did is because the freezer was a little bit cooler than the refrigerator was just warm. The freezer was a little bit cooler. So we moved everything that was in the refrigerator to the freezer. And like I said, we call maintenance on like a Monday. We put in a request and nobody comes. And they say like, put in the request online, don't call them, you know, they'll come if it's like, you know, and if it's an emergency, you need to call 911 anyway. So we put in the request and we wait and we don't hear nothing from nobody. Like Tuesday comes, still nobody comes. And I think at that point, my roommate called the emergency maintenance line because like, how you gonna leave us refrigeratorless? Like, you know, there's a reason refrigerators were invented, like because you need them to keep food safe. She calls the emergency line, and either Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember exactly when. I think it was Tuesday though. The maintenance guy, he comes in while we're at work. And mind you, this was a time, I don't think I was working like the all day shifts when I was working from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. That was crazy. I can't believe I used to do that. But I don't think I was working that shift. I think I was still working 9 to 6. And my roommate was working like 8 to 6 or something like that. We come home. I'm going to insert the picture of what we saw. This man had taken everything out of, he took everything out of the freezer, I think. I can't exactly remember. It's going to be up here. And put it in the fridge, and then he took the door off the freezer and then just put it to the side, and nothing was fixed. Like everything is still cold. Mind you, they didn't like follow up and say, hey, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Like we're coming back to do this, then, you know, they really, like to me, they tried us because first things first, if you cannot repair it, because like I said, just like he's not an air conditioner repair guy, he's not a freezer repairman either. He's not a refrigerator repairman either. If you know you can't fix it, don't come in there messing with it and you don't know what you're doing. If you want to practice fixing refrigerators, don't do that in my apartment. Put another refrigerator in my apartment. I know y'all got empty units around here that have working refrigerators. And then y'all can repair this refrigerator on your own time. Y'all are leaving me without a refrigerator while you play what is Bob the Builder? While you play Bob the Builder on my refrigerator, my groceries are spoiling. And it wasn't even my groceries. Like I said, I didn't have any groceries, but it was my roommate's groceries. So I'm equally as invested. Cause like, why are you playing with her groceries like that? The thing is, like, in this economy and how much rent costs, don't irritate me like that. Don't irritate me like that. And don't play with me like that. Like you're gonna fix something and then you just leave it unfixed in my apartment. So the next day, which I feel like this had to be on like a Wednesday, whatever day June 1st was, we'll just, you know, we'll correct the story around there. June 1st comes and me and my roommate are like, at this point, we're going off. We're like, this ain't gonna work. Like, y'all need to come in here and fix this immediately and reimburse us for the groceries that were in there. Reimburse her. I didn't need a reimbursement. Like I said, they weren't my groceries, but you know. So I believe we like called one day. We called after the maintenance request didn't go in, and the girl was like, you know, we'll get somebody over there right away. And he did come over there, and that's when he took the door off our freezer and just left the apartment in disarray. We asked her about, the next day we called again, and we were like, you know, are we going to be reimbursed for the groceries since y'all have kind of left us refrigerator and freezer list. I'll say freezer a lot because freezer's what's important to me. Like I said, I like the ice, but it was the refrigerator and the freezer that was broken. And we're like, are y'all gonna reimburse us? And they're like, oh, you'll have to file it with your renter's insurance. Mind you, like, renter's insurance deductibles are high. It was like a couple $100 worth of groceries in there. This is like $1,000 deductible. You know, I actually do think it's kind of on y'all. You know, you can either agree or disagree with that. I don't care, but I don't want to pay a deductible when it's actually y'all's fault. Anyways, so then the next day, when it's not fixed and he just leaves us without the door on our freezer for a long time, I have my mom call because my mom was on our lease. She had to co-sign for us because I did not have any, I didn't have like an official offer letter when we moved into that apartment. I hadn't started my job yet and I was still going through background. It was a whole process. So my mom was actually on our lease. So I got her in it because one thing about it is power in numbers. This makeup is turning out awful. So I believe there's like power in numbers. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna tell my mom on you because I'm not an adult and I can't handle it myself. But it's like, no, I'm gonna have everybody and they mama and my mama calling y'all because at this point y'all are trying me. So I have my mom calling everything. They tell her like she gets on the line with the maintenance guy and he tells her basically, oh, a lot of the people that live here are like college kids and stuff, and they don't know how to take care of stuff. They don't know how to take care of appliances, blah 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 blah. Now mind you, I'm not a college kid. I was a college kid. I'm not one anymore. Also, mind you, even if I was a college kid, I don't care if I was 17 years old living in these apartments. I wasn't getting a college kid discount. I wasn't getting a discount on the rent. I wasn't getting a discounted rate. So if I say it's broke, come fix it. I don't care how old I am. Like, come fix it or replace it. Don't come fix it because you don't know how to fix refrigerators. When he said that, I was like, oh, so that's why they treat us this way. They think they could play with us. Me and my roommate both, we go up to I took actually on June 1st, whatever day that was, I got lunch. I think I like stopped and got something quick, but I went all the way back to my apartment because I had to see with my own eyes that this refrigerator was fixed. I worked 20 minutes away from where I lived. I had an hour lunch break. So it's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, do the math. That's 40 minutes. And then that leaves me with an extra 20 minutes to try to get food and eat it. And not to mention, when I got there, I went to the front office to talk to the lady up there. So it was a lot, but I still made it back for my break on time. I asked her, like, can we do something about this? Like, is there going to be some type of like compensation? And mind you, I'm like the least confrontational person in the world. I hate having conversations like this. I hate to feel like I gotta go in and speak to the manager. But I just felt so disrespected by his comments and the fact that I didn't have a fridge for 2 days and they thought that was cool. And they tried to come in there and play Bob the Builder on the fridge instead of just replacing it because they have plenty of empty units that they could have just taken a refrigerator out of and rolled it into my apartment and it could have been a done deal. So I go up to the office and I'm like, you know, can there be any type of compensation? Like, we literally didn't have a fridge for days. And the lady, I'll tell you the lady's name. Her name was Wendy. I go up there and talk to Wendy. And she's like, oh, well, he says that when he went in there, you guys had overfilled your freezer and that's why it wasn't working. Mind you, when we made the maintenance request, when we're calling the emergency maintenance line, we're telling them, hey, we've had to move all of the stuff out of the refrigerator to the freezer because because that's the coldest place, like right now, because none of it's working. I'm like, well, if he saw that and he thought it was overfilled, yeah, it was overfilled. But also, I think they literally thought I was like some type of newborn baby because I'm like, this is not my first apartment. It's not my second apartment. And it's actually not even my third apartment. I want to say it was my fourth apartment. And mind you, when I lived in the first 2 apartments, I had 3 other roommates. When I lived in the third apartment, I had 2 other roommates. When I lived in this apartment, I just had 1 roommate. So what I'm trying to tell you is the freezer was the emptiest it had ever been. Since in my whole adulthood, that was the most empty our freezer ever been. Also, like I said, I stopped buying groceries. So I wasn't buying meat. I wasn't buying frozen vegetables, anything like that. I only had hash browns. So there was like, our freezer was like sides. So Bria's stuff would be on one side, my stuff would be on one side. So there was all Bria's stuff. And then there was one side that there was literally just frozen hash browns. Number 3, like I said, I love to eat ice. I eat ice 24/7, 7 days a week. Anytime I'm at home, I'm probably eating ice. So you think that if I noticed, if the freezer was too full and it wasn't making ice, you don't think I would have emptied the whole thing. I would have definitely emptied my stuff. So I'm like, I don't know who y'all think y'all are playing with. Like, y'all think I don't know anything? So she tries to pull that, and I'm just, at that point, I'm like, no. That's literally, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm no freezerologist. I'm no refrigeratorologist, and neither is he, clearly. But I can tell you for a sincere fact that the freezer was not too full, because our freezer has been way more full on any other occasion, and that has not happened. I stayed in places that were a little less well kept and a little less expensive, and our freezer never did this. So y'all supposed to be, this is supposed to be luxury apartment living, and y'all telling me I can't even fill my freezer without it breaking. So they try to pull that, and then I also pull and say, oh well, but he told my mother that it broke because we're young people and we don't know how to use freezers and blah 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 blah. So then, and then he also, I think the other thing was, something had spilled. That's another thing they tried to say. They tried to say something had spilled in our freezer. Also not true. So when I noticed it wasn't working after my vacation, I went through to the bottom. There was like ice at the bottom of the freezer, and I went through and I like picked it all up, stabbed at it till it came up. So there was nothing, no liquid of any kind at the bottom of my freezer, because I personally, with my own hands and arms and eyes, I removed it. So I'm like, also a lie. So I'm just sitting in this lady office debunking all this. I'm like, y'all gotta come harder, because none of this, like, literally what y'all saying is just not true. Like, it's just not true. It's no other way to swing it. So then she's like, okay, well, send me your receipts and I'll see what I can do. So we send the receipts and we pretty much hear nothing. One thing about me, I am a Google review warrior. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to leave a Google review. I'm going to leave a Google review, because I will not be disrespected and not tell the world about it. I mean, I'm not going to go in there and totally Karen out and flip out in front of you and all that, because I have dignity. But I am going to go and I'm going to gather my thoughts, and I'm going to leave a New York Times bestseller of a Google review. So I'm like, I can't just take this. Like, they tried me. They let my roommate's groceries go bad. And she had a mini fridge, but that's not the point. It's the principle. And all her groceries, I don't think all her groceries fit in the mini fridge anyway. Mind you, I also couldn't have a cold water at work. Like, they're disrupting my life by my refrigerator not working. So, and also, by the way, they end up fixing the refrigerator. Like I said, before I went in to talk to the manager, I confirmed the refrigerator was fixed, but it actually wasn't fixed, because they kind of I guess they jerry-rigged it, and it started to make this really loud noise. That's what was going on. Like, they didn't replace it. They just kind of jerry-rigged the existing one, and it started to make this really, really loud noise, and it was still making ice constantly. So it was definitely gonna break again. I didn't know how to let them know that I know this stuff about freezers, because I'm always eating ice. But anyways, 24/7, we be sitting in the living room watching TV, and we have to literally turn the TV up because the freezer's literally making that sound. Let me gather my laptop though, so I can see if I can find the Google reviews I left. Hold on. So of course my laptop is dead. So, and I can't think of any other device I have that I can pull this up on. Oh, it turned back on immediately. Hold on. Okay, so I have my receipts queued up. I have to keep my laptop on a charger though. So it's gonna be kind of a weird angle. So I ended up leaving my review, and the initial review says, so my initial review reviews for my apartment complex. And one day I think I'm gonna do a video just reading all my Google reviews that I made when I was angry, because some of them are unhinged. But the initial review said, it was 1 star. It said 0 out of 10, would not recommend. For one, the property is not well kept. Over a year ago, they removed the screen from our balcony for painting and refused to come reassemble it. Maintenance requests are not handled in a timely manner. My air was out for a week before they hired an actual repairman, and I've been without a working refrigerator for about a week as well. Front office staff is very rude, and the space is small and overpriced. There are lots of other properties in more convenient parts of the city that I would suggest you look into. If I could give this place 0 stars, I would. That's my favorite line. Whenever I do a bad Google review, I'm like, if I could give them 0 stars, I would. I be thinking I ate with that one. The maintenance literally unplugged my fridge. I forgot to mention that they unplugged the fridge. Like they unplugged the fridge when they took the door off. The maintenance literally unplugged my fridge and let all of the groceries go bad for days at a time. Do not live here. Worst decision I ever made. That was the first review I made. And after that, they I also forgot to mention that after they fixed the refrigerator, they left this like really condescending letter on our fridge about how to not overfill your fridge and why fridges go out. And I think that's what made me want to leave the review even more, because what do you mean? Like, I am an adult woman. This is not my first encounter with a refrigerator. Instead of taking accountability for the product, I'm not even gonna say the product is janky. It just went bad. I don't know how long y'all have had this refrigerator. Just replace it and we could have moved on peacefully and gracefully. But y'all have tried to put the blame on me over and over and over again. And it's because y'all think I want to play with. The thing is, we had older people that lived under us. And not, when I say older, I mean like 60, 70 years old. And these people would never be treated like how we were treated. They literally treated us like we weren't paying real money to live there. Like, we're all paying the same rent. The people that lived below us had fully renovated apartments. Our apartment had not been renovated or anything. We had like one of the oldest, like, my roommate, I didn't go in anybody else's apartment that lived there, but my roommate did from time to time. And she was like, their apartments look so much better than ours. Like, they have brand new looking apartments. And ours never got renovated. And did we complain? No. We lived there in peace. And we were fine. But it's like, now y'all are trying me because y'all are putting this little condescending note on my refrigerator like I don't know how to work a refrigerator. So I'll leave that review, whatever. They come back and they're like, if you delete the review, I guess when Bria, she sent over her receipts or whatever, and I guess the groceries she had totaled like $147.51, or so it was something like that, some random number of groceries. So they go, if you delete your review, not if we delete our review, they said if you promise. They gave us a letter. They put one in our apartment and it said, we will reimburse you the $147.51 or whatever the case was. I'm gonna put screenshots so you'll see whatever the real amount was, but I think it was like $147.51. And they're like, we will reimburse you, but you have to promise to never disparage us again or we will take action against you. They will sue me if I ever talk badly about them again. Now listen. If they were offering like a month of free rent or like, I don't know, anything over, $147 was insulting. The fact that they waited so long to even offer it, like, y'all should have gave us that immediately. Y'all should have wrote us a check in that office. I know that's like, you can't do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you waited until I wrote a really bad review to be like, okay, we'll reimburse you. And I was like insulted. I was like, these people really are trying it. So, I tell my roommate, I'm like, don't sign that. I'm like, we're not signing that. I reimbursed my roommate myself for the groceries because I felt so strongly. I said, we're not signing that document because one thing about it, you want me to not talk badly about you or you will sue me, I'm going to lose that bet every single time. Like, I'm going to lose that, especially for $140. You're not even giving me, that's not even enough hush money to keep me hushed. So I was like, yeah, we're not signing that. Thanks, but no thanks. And I give my roommate the $147 and I don't even think about it no more. And, everything goes fine. They ended up, after that, because we made another review or something, or we sent another email about how loud the refrigerator was. So they came in and they did like a bunch of maintenance in our apartment. They did the maintenance in my roommate's room that I was telling you about that she had going on for a long time. They didn't do the balcony thing, which I didn't really touch on the balcony thing, but when we first moved in there, our balcony had a screen. We're like, this is great. The balcony has a screen. It won't be all dirty with leaves on it and stuff like that. Within the first couple months of us moving in, they took that screen down to paint and they never put it back up. And it's not like, oh, you just clip it back in. Like, you have to, like, I don't know how to put that back up, and they never put it back up. So we just weren't able to like comfortably utilize our balcony as much anymore for the rest of our lease, which was pretty annoying. But like I said, we were chill residents, so we didn't even trip much about that. But I did want to mention that because I mentioned it in the Google review. So they came and fixed like everything but that. They even gave us a new refrigerator because, like I said, the other one was like all day long. So they gave us a totally new refrigerator and everything. And I'm thinking, you know, all is good. I'm thinking like maybe I'm a dummy for not signing that little document. We could have had $147, which I would have given it all to my roommate anyways, because like I said, the only groceries I had was hash browns and they were from Aldi. So they probably like, you know, $10 because I had 2 packs or something, like not even that much. So anyway, we move on with our life. And then me and my roommate, we eventually move out. So we were both, I moved out August 5th. She moved out the following Friday, I think. Or what day did I see Beyonce? Was it a Friday or a Saturday? She moved out the following Saturday, I think. We moved out like early August, like literally like a month ago or so. And we turn in our keys and we're thinking all is well. Like, you know, we're good. Everything's done. So then we get a message from our apartment, an email, and it gives us our lease in charges. And first of all, it has our like gas and sewage and stuff, or I think it's like gas and water or something. Our utilities are much higher than they are on a regular month basis for some odd reason. But I'm like, whatever, like I'm over this lease, I'm over this place. So I just pay it. And then they send us a breakdown of our charges, and I'm gonna put those on the screen as well. I don't remember them by heart and I don't want to stop the video to pull it up and try to find it again, but just know it was something egregious. It was like $35 for cleaning the ceiling fans. And mind you, this apartment was not left in bad shape. I feel like I vlogged when I got everything out, but maybe I didn't. But either way, I think I have a video. I have a video somewhere. So I know this apartment was like not in bad shape. Like, of course it had some like wear and tear because we lived there for 2 years, but it was not like they charged us for I think it was like $400 worth of stuff. And then that we had paid a deposit. So they subtracted that from the lease and charges. And they would have said, oh, you know, I think they got greedy. If they would have charged us like $70 for the lease and charges, I would have paid it and probably not questioned it because I was over it. Like, it was already taking a mental toll on me to have to move back and all this stuff. And I really just wanted to be done with everything associated with that apartment. Like, I wanted, like, the move out process was a lot. I just messed up my eyeliner. Do y'all see that? The move out process was a lot. And I just was like, you know, I'll pay whatever to just be done with this. I wasn't really questioning stuff too much, but $300 was not like some little bit of money. So, and at this point, I'm really like off my old job's payroll. So I'm like, yeah, no, like that, like I need some clarity on where they're getting this number from. So me and my roommate, or old roommate, Bria, we are talking and we're like, okay, they're dragging it. So we basically go into beast mode. We start emailing. I'm not gonna read all the emails, but I'll like flash them across the screen if you want to pause and read them and stuff like that. We start emailing everything, like calling, like doing the most, because we're like, no, y'all are not about to play with us. Like, we have $400 worth of charges left in this apartment. When we left that apartment in good condition, and then y'all are charging us like $35 to clean the ceiling fans. In what world does that cost $35? So, and second of all, the thing is about apartments is they were gonna, even if we literally hired a maid service to clean that apartment we left, they were still gonna have to clean it again. So they're charging us for stuff that they were literally gonna have to do regardless, whether we left it spotless or not. At this point, I'm like, you know what? Thank goodness I never signed that document that said I would never disparage them again. Because right now, I feel like I'm gonna do a little bit of disparaging. Let me grab my mascara. I'm not putting on lashes, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna do it. I am not putting on the lashes, but So I'm like, thank goodness I did not sign this paper saying that I wasn't going to disparage them, because I feel like doing a little bit of disparaging right now. I'm going to actually disparage them a whole bunch right now. So I went back to Google to my review and I pressed that good old handy dandy edit button. Now, I've left some bad reviews. Some of them so unhinged that I went back and I deleted them because I was like, this is crazy. But nobody has ever gotten an edit button. So when I edited my review, what I put in there. So it's all the stuff I said before. And then I said, edit. They tried to bribe me with $148 to try to get me to never write another review. No apology for leaving me without a refrigerator and implying that I don't know how to work refrigerators. Obviously, I did not sign that so that I could share with you how disrespectfully the complex treats its residents. Do not live here. All caps. Do not live here. There are apartments within walking distance that will treat you with much more respect. And then in the edit of the review, I left a photo of the letter where they tried to like bribe me. Pretty much. Oh, my roommate also, Bria, also left several reviews on Yelp. She went hard. She like, cause I was just doing Google reviews. I'm a Google review girl, but she left some on Yelp and everything going in. I also emailed like somebody super high up. I emailed the same email that I was already emailing, but it got to somebody way higher up. But you know what I think it was? I used the word discrimination, because I didn't say they were discriminating me because my race or my sex. I said it was age discrimination. I was like, they do not treat, and don't ever do setting spray after mascara. It's like, I mean, yeah, after mascara. It's not smart, because now the mascara is going to get wet and it's going to run and all that. I was like, they do not treat the older residents with as much disrespect. Like, they literally stated that they thought that we broke our own refrigerator because we were young and we don't know how to work refrigerators, even though this is, like I said, not my first, not my second, and not my third apartment, but my fourth one. So, and I spend a lot of time in the freezer. Why would I ever break the freezer? Like I know how freezers work. I used that word, and literally within like an hour, they were like, the something of something will be reaching out. But it was like basically the property manager's manager. Within a couple of hours of us going hard, like when I tell you, we were going hard. My roommate even went by the apartment and she like cleaned up some other stuff too, just because she's like, we're not paying this. So she did do some cleaning and went by, and like, thank you so much for that. She's probably not watching this, but thank her so much for that, because I obviously couldn't do it. I don't live in that city anymore. So basically within a matter of hours, they emailed back and they were like, if you delete the review, we will wipe all the charges. And basically I think we ended up getting a refund back. Like after all was said and done, they gave us money back. Now, for me, even though we got the charges wiped, I still consider it taking a L because I had to delete the review, and I did not want to delete the review. But also, like I said, I was over this process, so I was just ready to be done with it all. So I was like, if deleting the review is what'll make me never have to hear from this place ever again, I don't ever have to deal with these people. I don't have to deal with Wendy. I don't have to be emailing and going off and calling and texting and doing the most. Me deleting this review is what does that, then whatever, I'll do it. So at the end, they kind of still won, like, but my review got to the people that needed to see it. So that's one thing I can definitely say. And honestly, I didn't sign anything saying that I can't go back there and put that review right back up. Like, that's the thing. If there's any lesson that you get from this video, one, when you move out, take a video of everything. Like, take pictures, take a video of everything. I have like a short video of my room, but I definitely didn't do my due diligence. They were claiming a whole bunch of hoopla that just didn't happen. And I was like, y'all really dragging. Like, y'all are dragging it. So definitely, like, when you move out of any apartment, take pictures, take videos of everything. Even if you can do the final inspection with the person, do it. But if you can't, you need to take pictures and videos of everything, because they be coming up with anything and everything to say you did. And then my other advice is never, ever, especially if you're a girl like me that can't keep your mouth shut to save your life. I can't be quiet for nothing. So do you think I would ever play myself by signing a document saying that if I talk about them negatively, that they can sue me? Go with your gut. Like, I feel like they were threatening me when they asked me to do that, and I wasn't feeling it. And I was like, yeah, not doing that. So, and I didn't do it, and it worked out in my favor because I was able to go back later and write another mean review, and they wiped our debt clean. So that's gonna be my other thing. And then lastly, just don't let these apartments play you because you're young. A lot of us younger people, we've had lots of life experience. You know, we done lived through COVID. We done been through a lot. So you don't have to let people make you think you're stupid because you're young. This is not my first apartment, and you're not gonna just spit all these excuses to why my freezer broke, when the reality is it just broke. The appliance just failed, and they could have handled it. Like I said, I am an easy resident. If they would have just replaced the refrigerator, I wouldn't even ask for no money back. I would have been like, okay, they replaced it the next day, so it is what it is. Things happen. But that, along with the combination of them leaving me air conditioner lists just weeks before then, and also just Google reviews are your friend. Literally, if you ever want to be like, just let it off, it takes a lot for me to leave a review. Like, it's like, if I leave a review, you did something crazy. So leverage Google reviews, especially against your apartments. Those are the only times I've had people reply to me, is when I've left them for apartments, and I've left bad Google reviews for 2 apartments. So that's my advice. Let me go change my shirt, and I'll probably think of some more to talk about, and then we'll close out the video. Be right back. I know y'all probably like, girl, you left to go put on a wrinkly t-shirt. I sure did. I sure did. That is gonna be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know why I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that's the whole story. So if I'm forgetting anything, then I'm sorry. And I'll put it in the comments or something. I probably won't put it in the description. Who checks the description? I'll put it in the comments. So yeah, once again, thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers. You just have to watch my videos to know how long I've been waiting for 1,000 subscribers. So once I hit it, it was like, is this real? Like, did I really just reach a goal? And now I'm ready for like 100,000, 200,000, a million. A couple weeks ago, or not even a couple, it was like a couple months ago. I can't remember exactly when. I had to check my Instagram, but I bought myself a cake that said, congrats on 100K subscribers. So who knows? Maybe soon. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, do the things, all that, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. Bye.